Power to the people, I'm back for a reason. If you clicked on this video, I meet you with greetings. Another episode of Upon My Back Podcast. It's me, your host, Sebastian West, the guy who gives his objective perspective, biased, and sometimes biased opinion about movies that I decide to watch. Now, I'm a flawed individual, so don't take me serious. And sometimes my memory is trash. Due to lack of sleep, probably. And when I review these movies, I forget certain scenes, certain actors' names, and sometimes things get a little foggy. I don't bat 1,000 every time, alright? So, pardon self in advance. Now, if you don't like what I'm kicking, like what I'm spitting, just know when you tune to this, the cloth is different. Did I mention that I'm on Instagram? So follow me on Instagram @_Sebastian West. Alright. Now, in my YouTube comments, Danish brother, if I'm not mistaken, he mentioned a movie titled April the 9th. I appreciate the Danes. Am I saying that correctly? Any Danish people out there, please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to insult anybody by saying Danes or Danish. So, Danish. Alright. Salute to all the Danish supporters that watch the videos. Yo, they recommend, they give me feedback amongst everyone. I almost want to do this. This is a thought I have. I want to go to Denmark and film an episode like on the street or something like that, or in a park or something of that nature, just to, I don't know, show my appreciation or something of that nature. Also, more people that subscribe, I think on 1,000 person, I will reach out to them, because I can see everybody that's subscribers. I reach out to them and try to get some artwork to them free, any size of artwork that they would like, on Instagram, and pick some artwork out or get a print, send it to them. Just show my appreciation for everybody that has tuned in. And it seems like the Danish are the most people that tune in and give me feedback. So salute to the Danish people. Salute moreover, man. Anywho, went on a slight tangent, but I think it was informative. Right? And yes, a lot of times this is one take. All the editing and things of that nature, all I add is probably the little designs regarding my Instagram tag or subscribe here, and that's pretty much it. So this is one take. Back to April the 9th. So, very educational war film, so I appreciate that. Anyone wants to recommend a film, please do. As long as it's not nothing wild. I mean, honestly, yeah. I'm very particular and meticulous about what I like to watch, so sometimes I might miss a film intentionally due to the content of the film. You know what I mean? So yes, please recommend some films to me, especially it seems like the Danish community has recommended the most films, and I'm going to keep flooding them because they give me suggestions and they give me feedback and they support. So yes, I'm going to stay tuned for more Danish films like The Such, April the 9th. It was a recommendation, a war film. I appreciate that. It gives me some insight and informative and educational about the society over there in Denmark and how the Germans really were tyrants. And these films are showing that and giving me some insight on how things operated. Now, I used to speak German fluently. I know, man, I'm slacking right now, so I can understand it better than I can talk it. But yes, so I like watching these sort of films. So this film is about, it's based in the 1940s. These young soldiers who were on bikes were sent to defend a border from the Germans taking over. Now, these are young guys, man. They were like in high school, fresh out of high school. They were young guys. From the door, sent to defend, against the Germans? Insane. On bicycles. Wow. So it was maybe 12 or 13 of them, maybe more. It just seemed like it wasn't that many. So they were sent to defend him, and it was this second general who was in charge of them. And it was a catastrophe from the beginning. It was a suicide mission from the beginning. This film was shot well. It didn't drag on. It got right to the point, and immediately I was engaged due to the storyline. I like war films, not just because body parts are flying everywhere and bombs are dropping. I like the message behind the film. So I will watch more war films due to, the information that's given, especially overseas. I like to be enlightened. Like this film enlightened me. Shot very well. Cinematography was A1. I like that they showed now they give each young gentleman 40 bullets. You go into war with only 40 shells. They only gave them 40 shells. So that lets you know what they were getting themselves into, right? They had a motorcycle crew, like guys that were there. So they went first, and they were going to report back to them, if I'm not mistaken. So these guys on bikes caught up to them. And he was basically telling them, the Germans are taking over and they're on their way. These people, it was one particular scene where these people were in the roadway and these guys on bikes were, trying to move them out of the way. Chaos broke loose. They just started firing rounds. Kid got shot. The mom was crying. And, it had just moments where you could see how nonchalant, I would say. And, in war, nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. Bullets flying, bombs explode. Who cares? Like collateral damage. Who cares? So it showed that in this particular film, like other war movies, like Dunkirk. And if you like Dunkirk, if you like 1917, which are other films that I enjoyed watching. So yes, April the 9th was definitely on par with those regarding storyline and cinematography. Like the way it looked, story that was given. Ultimately, the Germans took over. And, when he met the sergeant, I think one of the commanders, of the German army, when he met the sergeant, after one of these guys died, like two of them died, when he met the sergeant of the unit that was responsible for these kids, the German soldier met him. He was like, yo, why'd you fight so long? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been over. Like, they surrendered a minute ago. You're fighting and, you guys surrendered a while ago. Like, why are you still fighting? That particular scene was riveting, because that's just what he was told to do. His command was, defend, and fight. Fight off the Germans. That's what he was told to do. So that's what he did. Until he just couldn't take it anymore and he saw they had no chance, so he surrendered. So the objective of these young gentlemen on bicycles was to defend against German soldiers who were, trust me, was no match. They knew it was no match. They sent them on a suicide mission. And it was very informative and I enjoyed this film. So salute to the supporter that told me to watch April the 9th. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very informative and educational, and please keep recommending more movies like the such. If I were to rate April the 9th, I would give April the 9th probably maybe a 7 out of 10. Definitely a 7 out of 10. Any complaints? Just wasn't long enough. I expect war films to be long enough. That's just me. I like long films, so I think this was an hour and 30 minutes, which is fine. But I wanted more. Pardon me for being a spoiled guy who likes more film. So yes, I would give April the 9th a 7 out of 10. If you have the time, go check out April the 9th. Don't be afraid of subtitles and things of that nature, because they do have, I think, English dubbed. So yes, go check out April the 9th, and salute to all the Danish supporters that recommend these Danish films that are educational. I enjoy watching them. Now remember, big shots number the little shots that kept shooting. A slow run is better than no run. If you don't like my reviews, cut me some slack, and if that ain't good enough, pardon my back. Tune in for the next episode of Pardon My Back podcast. It's me, your host, Sebastian West. In the meantime, hold it down. Paw my back. Salute.